Hello and welcome to another Culture Foolishness recap of BMF. This is for episode 5 of season 3. I am Creed of Exodus Studios, ArchitectsMars.com, and my co-host Eons.
Coach Tamara Simone, your favorite life coach's favorite life coach. You know,
Show,
you know.
show you right, show you right. So we here. This season is going quick, man. We already on the 5th
We already
episode.
at the halfway point.
Halfway point. This was actually a really, really good
This was a
episode.
great episode.
Um, Usual complaints about some of the acting, but it wasn't as glaring as normal for some reason. It just everybody was on their shit. I guess they got the script and was like, all right, we gotta get this shit together. So this episode starts out in the strip club. We got the
In
plug.
Atlanta.
They in Atlanta. Terry's seeing Atlanta. They coming in there looking cool. Getting a little slow motion walk in. In their suits being very Detroitish.
Yes.
And they talking to the plug. The plug and Terry squashed the little small beef that was there so they can work together back and forth because obviously make it easier for Meech if he can work with both of them instead of him just putting everything on him all the time. So
Absolutely.
yeah, everything is good. So everything looking good, but of course, and because the last episode he didn't fight at all, I felt like it was going to happen really quickly and it did. So basically that scene happened. A CEO boy from Techwood that killed a homie, and it was pretty much on and popping. And yeah, Meech was fighting as per usual.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. And then he had a little help because T was there.
Right. He gonna be like, what, who we doing? What we doing? Just gonna jump in. But that's what brothers do.
That's
It
that's
just
that's what it
that's what
is.
it is.
We ask questions later. Is essentially what
Exactly,
happened.
exactly. If some of you was fighting, it'd be the same thing. Like, what the fuck going on? Blah, 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 blah. Like, what happened?
Well, I hope you wouldn't just come in the crowd slapping bitches. But I mean, you never know.
I
You
mean, it
never
depends on
know.
what's happening though. Like, if somebody dragging you, somebody just getting smacked immediately. Like, what are we talking about? But
Well, thankfully, we are beyond those years.
we are. So we shouldn't have any of those type of
We
altercations.
should not.
Thank
At this
God.
point, I'm just gonna call the police.
Who that part? Let them handle it. So they have this, they fight, pay off the bouncers, get the Techwood guys out of there, even though they just sitting there minding their own business. It's very funny. Um, so championship boxer was in town. He has a new Rolls Royce. They come up to, just pay their respect, shake up with him, and he shows them how cool his toy is.
Yes.
But unfortunately, tragedy strikes pretty quickly after that because one of the Detroit homies get shot up, which I mean, the shit that just went down, you expect something to happen. I don't know why they was hanging out like everything was sweet. That's weird.
That's because Meech just fight people and then just act like everything is after back to normal after he didn't beat somebody up. That is essentially what appears to be the pattern.
He act like they fought in school or something. Like, no, nigga, this is real life. We outside, we're grown, so we shouldn't be fighting. So if we fighting and we're grown-ups, it's repercussions to this shit. Like,
Not
what
in
the
his
fuck?
world.
Nope.
Not in his world.
He's about to wear a suit and just beat people up. Oh, the lights just popped on. Look at that. I have my lights on a timer, so I was trying to turn it on, and just got my phone hooked up, and it was too late. But whatever, we have it on now. It was only on for a few minutes. We're fine. So, um,
Anywho,
right, I was getting back to the show. I only gave that was 10 seconds. Like,
Way to tell your age. With the
relax.
lights on the timer.
Whatever.
I'm just
I don't want to turn them on every time. I just want them to do what they do. Shit. What are you talking about? So, we come back. It's basically the aftermath of the altercation. They back at the studio, back at the crib, at old boy crib. And Stacks is getting everybody riled up to ride on the Techwood people. Cause we already know what happened in the last episode with his dumb ass
him and that wig.
making
Him and
deals
that
with the
wig.
making deals with the ops. Like they gonna do right by him. That's the sad part. Which we gonna get back to that.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
So he's there discussing their next move. Meech is pretty much looking like, he's down with whatever Stacks is saying. T's looking confused, as he should. But,
Yes.
Meech, he has shit up his sleeve.
But so one thing I will say, because like watching it and of course not knowing what's gonna happen, I was 100% on T's side. I was just like coming into it, like just intuitively feeling like, nah, something ain't right with this. And then I appreciated him, like, talking about like, oh, in history class, we learned about this, and this. And Meech ain't trying to hit that because he's like, oh, fuck your history class. But it's like, no, he had a very valid point. But again, I respect Meech because he had a contingency plan.
Right.
He
He
already had a
already
backup
knew.
plan for that. But it's always good to also have, because it was me, it was T, it was, I don't know, this stripper girl that he's so enamored with. I don't know her
Angel.
name.
I think her name is
Angel.
Angel, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Angel, she like, I don't feel right about this. Like there were multiple people who was like, something's afoot.
True. I mean, it was obvious though if you're not dumb, but so what was the next thing? Charles trying to set up the band to play the song that he
He's
wrote.
trying to get that old thing back
He's
real
trying
bad.
hard, but
He's trying hard.
he, went somewhere in the neighborhood and somebody's song was one of Lucille's friends, and he
He was
just
all off in public.
just a friendly handhold of gratitude to his former bandmate from the church choir. Okay, we have to put all of that in there because he was doing his foolery with somebody else that was on some other shit.
Mabel was a whole friend, so he's
I
not
know.
above it.
Oh, I'm not saying that.
I know,
We
I
know.
know.
Okay,
We're just speaking to the people.
right. But homie saw it. It's repercussions from that because he getting told on immediately. So, um, that was a setup for something later in the show. But the next thing was actually really action packed because it was Bryant getting bailed out of jail by King Henry's henchmen, and he knows what's going on. So if you're doing some shady, funny style shit, he's gonna recognize what's happening. And it was on some funny style shit.
Man, Bryant, aka Helen's husband, was a G about don't do it. I said his name, but he's still Helen's husband. And he was a G about it. They tried to get him up out the paint. And we saw that shanking coming. And apparently he did too. And he got about that jam. That was the literal, like if getting out of that jam was a person.
Oh man, because he was in a jam and he got out that motherfucker and rolled his ass down the damn street.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "This gut coming in handy. We're all around. We gonna make it work."
See, I ain't even say all that. I ain't even come for Helen's husband that tough.
He was running too. He was running in that leather jacket, boy.
Man,
running his ass off.
I wouldn't have wanted to be there. I don't want to smell that.
Oh,
But
shit.
anyway, anywho,
So what you want? You want to jump around a little bit?
I mean, you know, I stay jumping around.
Right.
Um, I do want to go to I want to go to ignorant ass King Henry
Mm.
because when she was told that the sneak attack on Bryant, aka Helen's husband, didn't work, then you know she's angry and she's all, and then she all of a sudden fight the nigga and
Yeah, that was lame. That was super lame
like
because it was unnecessary. First of all, you didn't. It's different if she just sent them after some random person off the street. He's trained. Like
she
he's
don't care. She's
he's not just
retarded.
some dumb person. Like he's gonna
That's what
see.
she want. Like that's the see. She could be King Henry all she wants, but at her root, then she is an emotional ass weirdo female. That is what she is. And so when things don't go her way, regardless of how illogical it would be to go her way, then she gets mad and she reacts emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And because of whatever she's trying to live up to, then her emotional outrages are just weird. Like the whole, like, I'm gonna fight you. Oh, I don't hit girls. So I'm gonna hit you a few times. Then I'm gonna cut myself so we could be equally. Cannot wait for her to die.
It's coming. It's coming.
I cannot wait.
It's
Um, Pulled the protection off of Bryant's son, so we already knew it
coming.
was about to be a thing, and we will get to that later. I don't want to jump all the way
Yeah,
over there just
because
yet.
that was really heart
That
wrenching
was
right there.
yeah,
That's
that
some shit
wasn't
I didn't want
tight.
to see happen, but
Yeah,
and
that
then let's see. So, just to jump back a little bit. So, old girl, Brian's old partner and her new
yes,
partner, they've been getting closer, and she kind of like confides in her what's actually going on with Brian.
because she saw that, and the new partner saw that I'm sorry, the old partner saw that the new partner was kind of putting some stuff together. So she's like, okay, well let me tell her, you
What it
know,
is for she
what it is
figure it
sooner.
out.
Exactly.
She gonna
Exactly.
figure it out because she good.
She yeah, she's getting close. Close
Good and
quick.
fine. Good and fine. Um, so that part was sad because they start really bonding even more so after that because that's what they was doing karaoke and all type of
That's
shit.
the jumping ahead a little bit too, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they had developed a bond and everything. But I mean, like she told her what it was, and she wasn't tripping. She was just like, "Don't do." But I mean, from what it sounded like to me, like even though old partner came to new partner and was like, "This is what it is," she was still like, "We still gonna take this nigga Brian down because he's on some other stuff." Maybe I misinterpreted that.
No, you didn't. I think because she wants to, but obviously the old partner knows and you keep digging around with him, then she gonna get in trouble. So she ain't that gung
Yeah.
ho about it. But then it jumped back a little bit, or actually, no, it's
Do
still
we go
kind of
back
in.
to that bat to Lucille with that
Not
bat?
yet, not yet.
Okay.
I want to
Okay.
talk about just some foreshadowing. It kind of remind me of Star Trek in a way, because like in Star Trek, the nigga who was gonna die, you will always know because it would be like
Oh yeah.
Captain Kirk, Spock, Bones, some other person that's recurring character, and then Ensign Johnson. That nigga dying. Like he's about to die. So in this world, in the BMF world, it seemed like the more positive or good something somebody doing, especially if they in the drug life still, they got to die. So the one homie that do music,
His name is Rip. I don't know
Rip.
how I remember that, but his
Okay,
name
good
is
job.
Rip.
Good job.
Yeah.
So Rip, it was a scene with him and Meech where Meech he's playing a new song. Meech is like, oh man, this is dope as hell. You know, why didn't you let me come to Baba? I like, dude, we're trying to keep you out of there so you can do your music, you this, that, and the third. So then the bullshit happened with old boy. Still, that's been happened, but once everything comes to a head, he like, you can't stop me from coming with y'all, blah, 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 blah. And then, the shit happen what you think is gonna fucking happen. But it's just the foreshadowing. It's just not even like it's just not, it's just obvious, period. It's just like, oh, he
Yeah.
gonna die. Damn. Like that kid. It's a damn
So do we
shame.
want to go to the shootout or do we want to go back to Charles?
Well, first I want to go to Lucille and her getting offered the assistant pastor
Yeah,
position,
for
which
Lucille.
obviously the big old fat donation that she got from a friend helped a lot.
She say he's just a friend.
Oh baby, you so basically she's taken aback. She probably knows a lot of it came from that incident,
Yes.
but at the same time, she's a pretty dope person. She knows that, she can do that. But I think while now we can kind of flow into the next thing with Charles, but I think what happened with them outside of him actually, doing a really nice gesture and pouring his heart out, all that stuff, writing the song, about to get hit with a bat, had to sing it. I feel like a part of her accepting him back was kind of like, damn, if I'm married back regular, everything cool, then this actually makes more sense too. Cause you can't be getting a divorce and getting with a new, like the church ain't even about to look at that like
Especially not in
anything.
those days.
Not in
You
those
can't do
days.
it now, but you really couldn't do it then.
Right. So I think that was a big factor of her back of mind. I don't think it was front of mind because I think front of mind was she does love him. That's a nice looking little actor that got to play dude, So she messing with Charles. That's her husband for real. She wanted to not be mad at him. He messed that up. So him doing these little gestures is like, chipping
And
away at
and
her.
to backtrack, friend come through the crib in a rage, like pack your stuff. No, fuck that. Pack his stuff because he gotta go. Cause he's up to his old tricks a game. And now Lucille is just because at this point she's like, okay, it was one thing with Mabel because you was at her crib. Now you just gonna be out with hoes in public because again, she don't know. So this is just, her. This is what she's thinking is happening. So at this point, like as
He's
women, we
on
just
the
don't want to be
thinnest of
embarrassed.
ice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
on the
on the
thinnest of
thinnest of
ice, and we
ice.
just ain't trying to be out here embarrassed like that. So, associate pastor in the making, she was like, F that, and met that man at the door with a baseball bat.
Yes, she did. Yes, she
She
did.
met
He
him at the
had
door.
he had to
He had to
sing
he had to
quick.
think quick.
He had to sing quick. It was a
He
good
had to
thing
come
the
up with an
tape deck was
explanation.
right by the damn door because
Man,
he'd been
listen.
fucked up. He had to go past her to get to the tape deck. He might have lost a head.
Mm-hmm.
And the one
Yes,
that
indeed.
should be thinking too, that one, that's the
Yes,
wrong
indeed.
one.
And so,
Both is wrong, but that one really fuck you up. Can't do nothing without that one.
but he put the song on and he got his auto tune popping and he was what I'm saying, he was singing. So I've seen some people inquiring about getting a joint, getting a single on iTunes. I heard it's on iTunes doing numbers, so shouts out to Charles. And yeah, so once he sang the song in pure late 80s, early 90s fashion, he got some ass after
He
it,
really did. She said,
that
come
was right
on
on
upstairs,
brand for the time.
Charles. Come on
Yeah, come on
upstairs.
upstairs. Let's
Get you a little piece of this. He was excited too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. He been all the way in the doghouse, and now he's like, oh, this song with the baby oil and lifting the weights is all paying off. He patched up a few things. I do mean a few. That house still
A
look a hot ass
few
mess.
damn things.
So,
So back a little bit to Meech and Angel. So she did a little
hmm
cute thing for him. She had rented out the strip club and gave him a little private show and poured her little stripper heart out to him. And
hmm
it's cute. It was very cute. I just, it's one of them things where just like with old boy, you know where this is going. Shit, her ass might end up getting killed before this season is over, just to be another little motivation for
She gonna
him.
mess around and get killed by Neo or some shit. It's gonna be something random.
It's
Like
gonna be
this,
some dumb shit, and
it's gonna
then
be
Meech
something
gonna
like
really
that.
start murdering niggas after that.
Yeah,
He gonna
Meech
be
is gonna.
pissed. He gonna be
Yeah, it's
pissed.
not gonna end well for
'Cause he
Neo.
beat the
So
shit out old boy for just I think did he smack her or about to? I think he did
I don't know.
smack her.
He smacked her. He
And
talked
then
down
he
to her something.
came over there and just mollywopped his ass.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes,
Hmm.
indeed he did. Because that's what he gonna do. Um, you want to go to the shootout?
Trying to think if there's anything else that we should cover before the shootout. I feel like that's really oh well outside well to lead up to that basically Goofy Stacks was setting
Yeah.
everything up to
And
where
they figured out that Stacks was on some BS. He
right
was
because
setting up
whole
this
time
ambush.
Meech had his little homegirl getting the intel, which I'm every episode she do a small thing that's really important. I've been noticing how they it's very interesting because she's not a major character, but every episode is like she tell him something he need to get told and nobody else told him. I feel like the fight in this episode, she hit somebody with a bottle for sure.
Yes.
She
Yes, that was
definitely
her.
did that. That
That was
was
her.
hilarious. And it looked, she's a good actress because it looked like a girl from Detroit hitting somebody with a bottle. It really did. Like,
hmm
very accurate. Uh, so she got the intel, kind of calmed T down because he thought Meech was out here just not being
Just
strategic.
tripping.
But of course, Meech is always strategic. So he was already, getting the information he needed for that. So from there, he decides to create a truce with the Techwood people, but
hmm
everything kind of went down immediately after he
Yes.
got there instead of them having time to actually strategize for it.
Correct. So yeah, that was a hell of a shootout. And then simultaneously, then in Detroit, and I mean the way that it was shot, then there was a shootout with punk ass King Henry trying to kill Bryant.
Hmm.
And I guess she was following him. So when he went over to his old partner's house, then she popped up.
That's the part where old girl got shot up.
Yes,
Her
yes. So the
partner,
new
which that
partner
was
got
sad.
shot up.
That was sad.
That was very
But she was
unfortunate.
promising, and she.
And and Brian, Helen's husband, he just got his ass up and was like, "I'm
Oh, I'm
sorry," and
sorry.
ran
I
his
got to
fat ass
go.
out the door.
I got to go. I
Braxton,
got
come
to
get your
go.
daughter,
I
cause your
got
daughter
to go.
tripping. Braxton, come get your daughter, cause now it just appears like it's all both of them. It's the father and the daughter on all this BS. They didn't pull the protection off of the son, and the son got his ass towed up.
So on all levels,
And
unfortunately.
literally, that I promise that wasn't intentional, but it was the correct wording for the situation. What totally unintentional. But again, good wording for the situation. Unfortunately, tow his ass up. The same people who was protecting him then started whooping his ass and tearing his ass up. And that's all I'm gonna go into as far as that's concerned. And that was just really sad and hard to see. But a lot of us saw it coming,
Yeah.
but it was still difficult to see regardless. And Brian is like, I just need you to be strong and blah blah blah. And then he's trying to get some stuff shaken, and that's when he goes to the old partner's house, and then the shootout occurs there. And then simultaneously, being from a filming standpoint, then the shootout happens at Techwood.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which
that
so
shit was
many that
wild.
was wild. So aforementioned character, what was his name again?
Rip.
Rip, of course, he gets killed in
Yeah, he got
gangster movie
fashion.
classic fashion, shot up from the back, bullets go through the front. Very uh menace to society, like very
Yeah, it was
boys in the hood, like
it was
um
giving Ricky. Yes.
very much Ricky or Kane. Kane got
No, Kane
shot.
got shot in the front to the back.
He did. He sure did. You're right.
So
Thank
it
you.
was
You
it was
had
very
that.
much so giving Ricky. Yes.
And
Um
the little boy that got
that little boy, that
killed
was awful. First of all, his little ass up in there
shouldn't
talking
even have
about how
been.
he was gone, like, oh, we about to ride on these niggas, we about to do this, and then I don't know the Haitian, I don't know the main dude's name. He was like, man, no mercy, and just shot him. And that was very sad to see. Then the boy's father came, and he's like, you said you was gonna protect us. What is this? Blah blah blah. That was awful. Thankfully that other who was that other the other crew? What was it? BK?
No,
The
that
other
was
crew,
well, from Detroit. They came.
right? But yeah, I'm saying, so they came and they was able to have that firepower so that the rest of them could get up out of there, because they carried Rip out the spot, dead as
Hmm.
hell, but they carried that man out. And they got up out that jam. And yeah, it was a tough situation, very tough. And at the end of it all, then T is like, all right, well, I'm taking my ass back to the D. And Misha's like, yeah, I'm staying here.
Well, he's setting up shop down there.
Yes.
That's the whole thing. Like he everything that BMF becomes is because he was down in Atlanta too.
Yes,
Not just Detroit.
for sure. And then sadly, um, Bryant's son commits suicide.
Yeah, which again, saw that coming as well,
Um,
unfortunately.
I didn't think that he would. I thought he was gonna get killed. I didn't think he was gonna do it himself. I
Nah.
knew he was gonna be up out of there. I just didn't know that he would do it himself. But I wasn't surprised when he did. I was just like, oh man.
Well,
And the
after
note that he
what
left,
oh, that was tough. Like I
yeah,
that made me kind of tear up. I ain't even gonna front, man, even for little Brian ass, but it was for the kid, because he was innocent and like I could identify being a kid like that to agree, like making comic books and all that stuff. Like that shit sucked, man. He
and
didn't need
literally
to be
someone
in there.
just won't leave you the hell alone, and you don't know how to get them to leave you alone. So you take matters a little bit too far, and then your whole life ruined. And all you wanted to do is draw comic books in the corner and be left alone.
Hmm.
That's what's wild.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the bully is still out here bullying niggas.
Of course, of course. No, no, the bully got killed. Remember?
Who killed the bully?
He
I
did.
forgot. I'm so
He
sorry.
did. Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did. Yes.
That's why he didn't
Well,
jail.
yes.
Right.
Well,
That's why he
he in
didn't
jail
jail.
because he killed him with that gun and had all them BMF bodies on it. So that was part of it too.
Right. That's
That's
true.
part of it
It's
too.
damn well that nigga did not do that other shit. Like, come on.
Well,
But
yeah,
he
but ain't what
shouldn't
you
have
know is what you
had
can
that
prove.
gun. Right. He shouldn't even have had
Exactly.
that gun. So back to the Techwood thing, of course, Stacks goofy ass got what he deserved because he
That
trying to
was
set
beautiful.
everybody up.
You know, a lot of people got unalived in this episode, but he was one of them ones. He that was lovely. You know, I supported that. It could because after everything goes down, he run his goofy ass out there all happy or whatever. And dude
Like,
is like,
yeah,
no,
no, everything
we
is fucked up.
the people who we were supposed to get, we didn't
All
get.
of them are alive still. All of them. Like, fuck that dummy. What a
I
dummy. But
know
he got killed like he
he
deserved.
did. He did. Him in that wig, R.I.P. or something. Something.
And then
Jam packed episode.
Jam had Charles and Lucille got it in, although she still
She's
think
still
about
lusting
Reese
for
though.
Reese. Oh yeah, we wasn't
She
gonna
was
let that go forgotten.
she was touching herself, looking at the car, about to get something. Like she's reckless right now.
Mm, mm, mm.
She's reckless, but basically, this was a great episode. Real quick. Obviously, I think you mentioned it before. Meech is down for the cause. He ain't going nowhere. He there. So we're gonna see what the next episode holds. But this was Culture Foolishness, recap of BMF. I am Creed. My
I
co-host
am Coach
is,
Tamara Simone.
and we are out of here. I'll at y'all next week. Peace, peace.